Welcome to today's Explainer. We usually tend to think of historical events as fixed things, right? Dates, facts, timelines, stuff that's just locked away in dusty textbooks. But the modern internet doesn't really work that way. It digests history, remixes it, and spits it out in entirely unexpected and sometimes downright bizarre ways. Today, we're taking out our digital magnifying glasses to dissect a deeply fascinating ecosystem surrounding one single webpage, and we're going to see exactly how the world processes the tragedy of the Titanic on YouTube. Okay, let's dive right into this with a number that is frankly kind of hard to wrap your head around. 67,606,090. You'd normally think a view count like that belongs to, I don't know, a mainstream pop star's new music video, but instead, this massive stadium-filling audience has tuned in for something incredibly niche and honestly, remarkably unexpected. So, what exactly is this massive audience watching? Well, it's a video titled The Sinking of the Titanic, Sleeping Sun. Just let that sink in for a second. We are looking at a digital creation that literally pairs a horrific 1912 shipwreck with a symphonic metal song released in 1998. It's an incredibly specific, kind of out there pairing, yet it's the beating heart of this entire digital ecosystem we are about to explore. Now, if we break down the basic anatomy of this artifact, you'll see this wasn't uploaded during the Wild West days of the early internet. It was actually published relatively recently, back in January 2021, by a creator called Port of Southampton. And alongside those 67 million views, the engagement is just staggering. We're talking hundreds of thousands of likes and over 8,000 comments. It completely proves that a highly niche historical tribute can absolutely achieve undeniable internet scale. And, as we know, with massive internet scale comes the modern creator economy. Right there in the video's description, the creator asks viewers to consider supporting us on Patreon. It's a really fascinating layer of our digital world when you think about it. Historical tragedies are being packaged, monetized, and transformed into sustainable content that's funded directly by monthly subscribers. The artistic choices being made here are highly deliberate too. The soundtrack driving this absolute giant of a video is Sleeping Sun by the symphonic metal band Nightwish, and that choice completely dictates the vibe. It strips away that traditional, dry documentary feel you might expect and injects this somber, almost operatic tone instead. It basically transforms a historical timeline into a highly emotional music video. And get this, the creator, Port of Southampton, they know exactly what they're doing. This wasn't just some accidental viral moment. They have built an entire maritime universe. You can look at their other videos covering the sinking of the Lusitania and the Britannic, and they're pulling in millions of views too. They consistently turn these historical sinkings into viral, heavily scored music videos, building a really dedicated audience around global disasters. Now, what's really interesting about this whole setup is what happens after you watch it, or more accurately, what happens over on the right side of your screen. The YouTube recommendation engine is kind of like a digital subconscious, right? It connects concepts in ways that humans rarely would. So let's explore this bizarre ecosystem it serves up to someone who just finished watching a somber Titanic tribute. This is perhaps the most jarring juxtaposition in our data. You start with a serious, emotional, historical tribute to a tragedy. And what does the algorithm suggest you watch next? Sinking Bean, Funny Clips, which is sitting at 15 million views, by the way. The algorithm clearly doesn't care about the gravity of 1912. It literally just sees the word sinking and ships and connects it straight to the absurdity of a Mr. Bean cartoon. It is total tonal whiplash, served up directly by code. And the scale of engagement for these wildly varied recommendations is just unbelievable. The algorithm starts serving up Brent Rivera exploring creepy locations with 64 million views, a 3D internal tour of the Titanic by Jared Owen with 22 million views, and a Lego Titanic stop-motion film with 16 million views. To put that into perspective, the sheer volume of eyeballs on this stuff completely dwarfs traditional television documentaries. Now, if we look at this like internet anthropologists, a really distinct pattern emerges in that sidebar. We've got a Lego stop-motion film with 16 million views, a Roblox video with over 1 million views, and a Minecraft Titanic movie with 12 million views. Toys and gaming formats completely and utterly dominate the algorithm's association with this real-world historical disaster. I mean, just consider that Roblox video title for a second. Surviving the Sinking Titanic as Third Class. This represents a profound shift in how history is consumed today. It is no longer just something you passively watch, it's something you play. History literally becomes a digital role-play survival game. It's a challenge to overcome right from the comfort of a gaming chair. So the crucial point here is that digital block building platforms have quietly become the default medium for recreating maritime disasters online. It's like an entire Minecraft fleet living in the recommendations. You've got animations and movies pulling in millions upon millions of views. Minecraft has essentially become the new historical canvas for this stuff. And then, out of nowhere, the algorithm starts pulling in modern high-energy YouTube stunt culture. Alongside the tragedy of 1912, we get recommended Isaac Carlson's video recreating a movie at home, pulling in over 5 million views, or Jeremy Hutchins' vlog about surviving the worst-rated cruises with over 6 million. The concepts of boats and Titanic just get thrown into a blender with modern clickbait and extreme challenge videos, creating this strange, mysterious web that connects history to modern internet stunts. So, amidst all the gaming, the cartoons, the stunts, what actually happens to real historical analysis? Well, it barely clings to the edges of the sidebar.
A video about the last 4 survivors of the Titanic has about 542,000 views. Which is respectable, sure, but it's a tiny fraction compared to the Minecraft movie. Traditional history is almost entirely drowned out by the noise of the digital playground. What we are witnessing here is a perfect illustration of what I like to call a digital sandbox subculture. Basically, this is an online environment where a real, historical event is completely stripped of its real-world gravity. It gets taken by users and is freely modified, gamified, and remixed. The Titanic is no longer just a terrifying reality of the past. It is a versatile tool for digital play. It's literally just a set of virtual building blocks for algorithmic content creation.
Let's move along and see how this builds, because mapping this evolution across time reveals a truly fascinating trajectory. Step 1. It starts as a horrific historical tragedy in 1912. Step 2. It becomes this massive pop culture phenomenon thanks to the 1997 film. Step 3. The internet takes hold, transforming it into a 2021 symphonic metal tribute. And finally, Step 4. It shatters into the digital sandbox, where algorithms turn the event into an endless loop of blocky survival games and toys. Which leaves us with a truly fascinating question to ponder. Why is one of history's greatest tragedies now a digital playground for Minecraft and Lego? What does it actually say?
Do you think you could have survived the Titanic in 3rd class? Drop a yes or no in the comments and smash that like button. Our next video is going to be even crazier, so make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss it.